Ah, that's fun, huh? We could just keep that going. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. I am so grateful to be here today. I feel like, I don't know, was this a long week? It feels like it was longer than 7 days ago that I was here. I don't know, it feels like it was 2 weeks maybe, something like that. I'm really grateful to be here. When we first started the community, which was 4.5 years ago now, Elaine Silver came up with the term, welcome home to something new. And I really like that, that welcome home, but we were a new community, but that welcome home, home is beyond a physical space for most of us. That concept of home, that feeling of home is beyond that. It's a place where we feel loved, right? Where we feel welcomed and supportive and can have deep emotional connections. And I would say that it's a feeling of rootedness, and yet a feeling that we can spring from, this groundedness, this rootedness, that we can still grow. It's all of those things. It's sacred space, right? It's that feeling of home that we have. It's all of that. So this whole month we're playing with paradox. We're playing with paradox, and it dawned on me when I was thinking how much it felt like this was a really long week, and I really wanted this feeling this morning of coming home. That phrase, home away from home, that's a paradox, isn't it? Home away from home, it's a paradox. So today we are going to be comfortable with discomfort in our home away from home, right? So hopefully that helps make you feel comfortable with the discomfort, maybe. My first New Thought minister, Reverend David Owen Ritz, used to say that my job is to comfort the disturbed and to disturb the comfortable. So I caught that torch from him, and so that is what we're doing. What if we could take and embrace, accept, but really embrace things that seem like opposing ideas, contradictory ideas, instead of picking sides? Because that's what we see everywhere right now, isn't it? I mean, we're really seeing that everywhere. Well, so what if we could hold multiple ideas at one time? Multiple seemingly opposing ideas at the same time. We're going to talk about that today, because I believe we can do that, and that we must do that if we wish to solve the problems in our own lives and those that we see out in the world. That's what I think. Is it either or situation? I want you to bring right now into mind something that feels like an either or situation for you. Here's your choice. You're going to do either this or that. Okay, because what we're going to know together is there's something greater, something with that capital S, greater with the capital G. There is something greater that wishes to emerge by means of me, by means of each one of us. Life is always unfolding itself for a greater idea, a higher purpose. So, in this time together today, I affirm for each one of us, myself included, that we indeed transcend that either or right now held in the mind that most likely is causing some stress and suffering. And I affirm that we open heart and mind to something way beyond, a third way, a greater idea. Infinite possibilities exist right here, right now. So whether it's through the music, the message, a cup of coffee, this kind of crispness in the air this morning that we have here in Sarasota, whatever it is, I know that we are indeed immersed in and surrounded by and filled up with and made of that creative, intelligent, that unconditioned love. And this day, it informs us in a deeper way than maybe ever before. This I claim. Join me in saying, and so it is. All right. We have Phil Lever with us this morning, so you're in for a treat.
Just remember what she said about infinite possibilities. I am a child of this universe. The ocean dances at my feet. The wind plays a melody through my hair. I am loved at every turn. I am kissed by Mother Earth. I am a child of this universe. The sun warms me in its embrace. The stars have a line for me in the sky. I am honored by all life. I am held by Father Time. Every blade of grass, every shaking leaf on a tree, every mountain top sings of the glory of Spirit moving through me. I am a child of this universe. Through my breath all life can breathe. I plant the seeds with my every dream. I can love at every turn. Give a kiss to Mother Earth. Yes, I am a child of this universe. I greet the God in each face. I am a channel for peace to flow, and I honor all of life. Yes, I'm one with Father Time. Every blade of grass, every shaking leaf on a tree, every mountain top sings of the glory of God, moving through all, moving as me, moving as you.
Glorious, Phil. Thank you. Good morning. I'm Jennifer Johnston, a member of your Board of Trustees. This is an abridged version of the story The Last Leaf by O. Henry. There was a time when poor artists lived in the old buildings of Greenwich Village, New York. Sue and Johnsy lived at the top of one of those buildings. Both women were artists and had decided to live and work together. One chilly autumn, Johnsy became ill. She lay on her bed without moving, very thin and very quiet. All day she looked through the window at the wall of the building next to hers. She has a very small chance, the doctor told Sue, but only if she wants to live. If people don't want to live, I can't do much for them. It seems that Johnsy has decided that she is not going to get well. After the doctor had gone, Sue walked into Johnsy's room. Johnsy was looking out the window and counting back. 12, she said. And a little later, 11. And then 10, 9, 8, almost together. And then 7. Sue looked out the window. What was there to count? An old, old tree grew against the wall of the next house. Almost all of its leaves had fallen from its dark branches. 6, said Johnsy in a low voice. They're falling faster now. 3 days ago, there were almost 100. Now there are only 5. 5 what, said Sue. Leaves on the tree. When the last one falls, I must go too, sighed Johnsy wearily. Try to sleep, said Sue as she pulled down the window shade. I need to ask Mr. Berman to come up to help me with a painting. Don't try to move until I come back. Old Berman was a painter who lived on the first floor. He had had no success as a painter. He had always talked of painting a great picture, a masterpiece, but he had never yet started it. Sue found him alone in his room. She told him about Johnsy and the leaves on the tree. Together, they looked out the window at the tree, and then they looked at each other for a moment without speaking. Poor Johnsy, he cried. This is not any place for someone so good as Johnsy to lie sick. One day I shall paint my masterpiece, and we shall all go far away from here. That night, a cold, wet storm blew through the city. In the morning, Johnsy begged Sue to help her look out the window. Even after the beating rain and wind, there was still one leaf to be seen against the wall. It was the last leaf on the tree. It was dark green near the branch. At the edges, it was turning yellow with age. The day slowly passed. As it grew dark, Johnsy could still see the leaf hanging from its branch against the wall. That night, the wind began again to blow. When it was light, Johnsy again commanded that she be allowed to see from her window. The leaf was still there. Sue, said Johnsy, something has made that last leaf stay there to show me I was wrong to want to die. I'll try to eat now. I want to get well. The doctor came in the afternoon. She's safe, he told Sue. She has found the will to live. but not all are so fortunate. Mr. Berman downstairs has just died. They found him the other morning, as cold as ice, with his shoes and his clothes wet. He was near a ladder with his materials for painting. There was paint, green paint and yellow paint. "Oh my," said Sue, "that must be why the last leaf on the wall never moved when the wind was blowing. It is old Berman's great masterpiece. He painted it there the night that the last leaf fell." When I saw the theme, paradox and comfort and discomfort, that famous story came to mind. Bill.
That was pretty awesome. I'm going to ask you to just imagine that scene of that beautiful painting and the leaves and what it must feel like to be in that space. And as the words of this song come to you, just let them just pour over you, just like the beauty of that picture that she just painted. And sing with me if you know. I know you know this song, so. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the grace. We let the grace wash over us. We let it be. We let the grace wash over us. We let it be. We let the love. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let
Beautiful, Phil. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Both of those, just gorgeous. Ah, Jennifer knew the title of the talk, but she did not know beyond that what I'm going to talk about this morning. So as I get going, you guys are going to just be amazed. Just always one mind, one mind. Let's start with a definition. What is paradox besides a literary tool? What is paradox? From Greek, para means contrary to, and doxa means opinion, contrary to opinion. Yeah. From the Latin, we get seemingly absurd but really true. Seemingly absurd but really true. Brene Brown, from her book, Atlas of the Heart, she says it's the appearance, paradox is the appearance of contradiction between two related components. That would be similar to what they say in this book here that I've been reading, that we'll refer to in a minute. We think of it, I think, generally as either or, black or white, light or dark. We think of polar opposites, polarities in that way. We have phrases that we use. You have to spend money to make money, right? Less is more. God is consciousness and matter simultaneously. Yeah. This binary, linear way of thinking, right and wrong, there's right and wrong. It's not working so well for us collectively, I don't think. How well does it work in your own life? Yeah. How about both and? Both and. I think that leads us to another solution. It leads us into a soft place. It's an opening for us, isn't it? This and, both and. I mean, they're just so much gentler sounding, aren't they? Just in tone, even. Yeah. So this paradoxical thinking of right, wrong, it might feel kind of natural to us when we're doing it. That is right. This is the right thing to do. This is wrong. And we can come to that very naturally, I think, sometimes. But it keeps us fixed in my way of thinking, doesn't it? It's my way is right, your way is wrong. I mean, that's really what we're saying when you get down to it, right? And even when it's detrimental to our highest good, we can sometimes be stuck in our right way of thinking, right? Unable to open up to something greater. And this is very, very fitting for a science mind conversation then, because our number one principle is what? Oneness. That in all there's one. All is connected. There's one that comes into form as all. There's a space to hold all. That's kind of that home idea, right? The home idea where all parts of us are welcome. When we're sad, when we're angry, when we're frustrated. I tried to hold space for my kids when they were young, that all those things were welcome. You can't be rude to each other when you're experiencing it, but you can have that experience, that feeling, right? Yeah. So while we see and sense and name suffering in the world that we see, or feel in our own hearts, we also know at the same time that peace and love are available everywhere. So the challenge is to hold both of those ideas at the same time, or all of those ideas at the same time. And I believe that we can. I really believe that we can do that. And here's a good reason why. There's an infinite and there's the finite, the infinite and the finite. We talked last month a lot about it's immanent, it's in, and it's transcendent. Yet it is all one. My mind, your mind, our individual use of mind is one with that cosmic consciousness, the Christ consciousness, the one mind. Yes? Yeah. We appear separate and we're not. Yeah, these are the kinds of things when we have a paradox mindset and we can understand and hold these ideas, then I think it leads us to a deeper spiritual experience. We have an opportunity for a deeper spiritual experience when we're able to hold this and, right? So I want to share with you this morning some of what's been going on in my life and my family particularly. Many of you, if you had read 2 weeks ago in the newsletter, my aunt passed away. And her ultimate idea of paradox is probably jumbo shrimp. Yeah, jumbo shrimp. That one got her every time. She was my beloved aunt, 86 years old, lived in Daytona, lived by herself for the last 4.5 years. We're very close family. The women, particularly in our family, are very close. And September 22nd, she fell, broke the femur right below her hip, and had a brain bleed, and was really banged up pretty badly. And of course, we mobilized, right? Because that's what family does. That's what you do. My mom drove down from North Carolina. She got there as soon as she can. She was there for the surgery. Then when she left, tag team, my sister came in. My sister lives here. She came in and she was there. They brought her home, not to rehab, when she left the hospital 2 days after her surgery. You tracking all that? I see your face. I was like, okay. So they brought her home, not to rehab. My sister was there. Oxygen level was low. My sister's leaving, I come in, tag team. Oxygen level, I didn't know, because they weren't reporting to us, was still dipping. And when I found out was when PT came in to try to help her get up. She was so weak. She was not eating. She was not drinking. She was very, very, very weak. And so anyway, I called my cousin, who is her son, who is the surrogate, health surrogate. He's in Virginia, and I told him what was going on. I said, "Do you want me to call 911? I feel like we need to call 911. PT is saying call 911." They called 3 places. They all said call 911. He said, "Yes, take her in, find out what's going on." So that's what we did. She refused treatment. I saw you shaking your head. She refused treatment when we got her there. So the caretaker who has been on the job for a little over a year wasn't there yet. I'm there with her, and I'm talking to her about it. And I'm having the real talk, right? The talk. You counting the leaves? What are you doing, Aunt Anna? Right? And in her mind, and she was very lucid at some points. Sometimes no, sometimes yes. In this conversation, she was. She had refused hospice 3 times. The doctor came in and said, "I am not going to treat you. You don't want to be treated. I respect that, and we're gonna get the the ambulance to take you back home. But we should get hospice in." "No, it's not time for that," she said. So here she is. She's straddling. I don't want treatment, and it's not time for hospice. And we're saying, yeah, but the care that you're getting right now can't give you anything to help you. What you don't know, you blah, 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 blah. Argument, you be careful what you're wishing for. Little girl, TC Annie. It was tough. It was tough. It was some tough. I felt shunned. I looked up some words. to find really what was it, pinpoint, what was I feeling. It was very, very difficult. The caretaker, my aunt was whispering to her with me in the room. Yeah, 62 years she's been my Aunt Edna. You know, I've been TC Annie. It was tough. So I left. I knew I needed some silence. I needed to feel that connection. I needed to dial in. And I got very, very clear. And the clarity kept coming to me. And the more it kept coming, the better I was feeling. And I was feeling relieved and free and all of that. I was not invited to the conversation. I was not invited to the conversation. In fact, I wasn't invited to her house. First time, when I was a kid, I didn't have to be invited to her house. I'd just run across the street when we all lived in Virginia, you know. I'd be at Granddaddy's and I'd run across the street, right? But this was the first time since I was an adult that I went to my aunt's house. Really uninvited. I just showed up because that's what you do. That's what family does. That's what the women in our family do. We come to each other. So in the best way, that's what I did. That's what I did, right? But I got clear. I got really, really clear about the peace that I needed, the peace that my aunt needed. She didn't need to be arguing with me. A woman was 86 years old. And I have nothing but love and respect for her. And did I want to feel anything but love and respect? No. But I was caught in my suffering. I was caught in that paradox. I was caught in the right and the wrong. I was caught in the black and the white. And I was suffering. And causing suffering for other people. Right? I got clear. Yeah. It was really difficult. It still is, obviously. Yeah. So this polarity, this paradoxical thinking, you know, it's a real thing. There's theories about it. There's polarity theories. There's paradox theories. People research this, right? They research this. And in the book, he talks about the power of the and, A-N-D, the power of the and. Yeah, oh man. That there's a place, when we're looking at polarities, there's a place for and. There's a place for us to embrace that tension. There's a tension between polarities, right? And when we embrace that, when we go there, when we can be with that, yeah, then the studies tell us that people are more creative, they're more flexible, they're more productive, they have higher ideas. So instead of desperation, we have vibrancy, we have possibility. Yeah? Oh, man. And if we're going to live this thing called science of mind, this philosophy, we're really going to live it 24/7, it requires us to embrace a paradoxical thinking. It requires us to embrace that. Humanity is constantly feeling the push and the pull in opposite directions. Our society is constantly. We're seeing it and sensing it all the time, but we can see and sense our oneness. We can feel God's presence. We can and we must. And so we must have a practice, and that's why we started last week, this month, with meditation, with contemplation, with prayer. Because that's the avenue, that's the path, right? There's freedom in that ability to simultaneously hold both and, to hold multiple ideas without the need to solve a problem, without even the need to see a problem. Was my aunt a problem? Was what was happening a problem? How incredible your story. Are you attached to a problem? Are you attached to a certain belief, an idea, a way of being, a way of thinking, a perspective? Are you fixed on something that is right or wrong? Are you thinking black and white only? And then the big question, my dears, my beloveds, is it causing you suffering? And then with all the love of a family in your home, please let it go. Please let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Because there's a third way. We can call it a higher idea. We can call it God's way. There's a third way. There's always something more. There's always something more. There's always something more. The third way is a higher idea. It's something greater, capital S. There's something more than this or that. Quit the job. Don't quit the job. And suffer. There's always something in between, right? Ernest Holmes, in this idea of our oneness, the question is its own answer. For the mind that asks the question is the mind that answers the question. Get still. Get still. It's there. My liberation was there under my suffering. Doesn't mean the pain's still gone. I miss my aunt. Ernest Holmes also told us there's no final revelations. I love this. There's no final revelations. There's no final revelations. So he wrote in in Discovering a Richer Life, this idea that there's a belief that all truth is at last discovered, or that some one person or some one system of thought has delivered the last word. He says that's not true. There are no finalities in any science, any philosophy, or any religion. Let that sink in. And then he calls us to be in a good-natured flexibility. Good-natured flexibility. Our guru of the morning, Laura Daly, said, "Blessed are the flexible, for they shall not be bent out of shape." How about that? That's a good one. That is a good one. That is a good one. So, my uncle, my aunt's husband, died 7 months before COVID shut everything down. He died at the end of August. 4 months before their 50th wedding anniversary. She was so fearful of COVID. And everything shut down, and her world got really, really, really small. She stopped going to church. She stopped volunteering. She stopped seeing her friends and her family. Life got small, as it did for many of us, right? But she had the news. And she had her own aches and pains and her grief. And that became her focus. Those things became her focus. My Aunt Edna was always very, very positive. My aunt and my mother came from a very, very poor household. They didn't have, in fact, when I was a kid, there was no hot water in the house. In my grandparents' home, my grandma would heat the water and give me my bath, you know. They didn't have indoor plumbing when they were in high school. And, I mean, they're 80, you know. My mom's 81. She didn't have indoor plumbing. I mean, indoor, you know, she had an outhouse. They never had a phone at home. This was going through high school. Both my mom and my aunt, very successful, you know, drive any car they want, very successful. Very determined, very proactive, very positive. They have been incredible role models for me, incredible role models for me. She became very negative. Life became very small. You know, she was angry, she was fearful, she became distant from me. She had a mini stroke in August that we didn't even know about for a week until she came home from the hospital, and then she told us. That was really unusual. When we stay in black and white thinking, when we only have one view, when we're polarized, I'm viewing life from down here, or I'm viewing life from down here, and that's all we have, we're stuck. You know, I'm a morning person or I'm a night person. I'm a cat person, I'm a dog person, I'm a coffee person, I'm a tea person. Those seem kind of harmless, those, right? But there's a lot of other things that we put our beliefs in, you know, our preferences in that are a little more heightened than that. And we begin to then only see what we think we're seeing, right? That's truth. That's the only truth. There is no other truth, and we can't see anything else. And that's what happens. And I don't care if you're on the coffee end or the tea end, there's something in the middle. You know? Water, champagne, I was thinking, but you know. There's other stuff, right? There's other stuff. And when we're only seeing from our view, then we also only see the defects on the other side. We only see how wrong they are. Yeah. In the book, they talk about this being the overuse of polarity. The overuse, when you're stuck on one end, and then that's all you are seeing, right? And it becomes more challenging the more we have to lose. The studies show, the more we have to lose. So politics, our finances, our way of life, our social order, our freedoms in this country, then it becomes even more polarized because there's more to lose. Our life. Our very life. Yeah, those things are then really, really hard. My aunt struggled with a lot of those kind of things. Overly focused, and pushing away and unable to consider the other side. And within a short period of time, that just really magnified, it amped up, like surprisingly so, amped up. I believe that is what happened with my relationship with her. I'm obviously quite liberal, and a lot of my views don't match up with a lot of her views, which had never been a problem before. It had never been a problem before. I've been in this teaching 30 years. The last year and a half kind of became a problem, and I started hearing the word the enemy. Do not be bound together with unbelievers. And I believe that's the camp I fell into in her mind. But let me tell you, I can't stay there. It causes me suffering. Why would I choose to stay there? I will not. I will not. I have 61 good years of love and joy with that woman. The third way keeps us from this swing back and forth between two polarities, the overuse of just one side. And many of us, you can sense in right now, I hope you're sensing in to some place in your life where you're doing that. And you're feeling that need for relief. You can feel, I need to relax on this thing, on this subject, right? Yeah. Here's another example. You're an introvert or an extrovert. And studies show that introverts need to be with other people. We all need it. Health wise, we need interaction with other people. Introverts need to make themselves connect with other people, talk to other people, share with other people, open their hearts and minds to other people. It's good for their health. Extroverts, on the other hand, I have always been very outgoing. Always been very outgoing. I need alone time. And I get a lot of alone time. I mean, I have hours in the morning where I hardly say a word to Bobby, and he with me, and, you know, we're in prayer and doing our things and exercising and whatever. But if I don't have that, then I'm exhausted. And there's no time for my own personal self-care. And I feel drained all the time. Maybe you can relate to that. We cannot live at the end of those polarized places. Again, Ernest Holmes and this thing called You. Keep the doorway of your mind open, feeling, thinking, communing with life. Know that it fills you with light and with power. That is our time with Spirit. That's our time of spiritual practice. That's where we hear and find and discover and align with that third way. That is how we can receive all the benefits then. We can have deep friendships and great support and have a rich inner life and have our own personal self-care routines. We can have it all. We can and we must. We can and we must. So from the book, standing in the third way is a practice, not unlike a spiritual practice I'm going to advise. Standing in the third way is a practice. It relies on a way of being and doing most of us were never taught. It requires self-awareness, conscious choice, and courageous action. So let me ask you, what polarities are you navigating in your own personal life right now? Where are you digging in your heels? Where are you absolutely confident and assured that you are right? And look at your suffering. Look at your own suffering about that. And spend time with God, Spirit, creative intelligence, whatever you call that creative impulse of life. Because it has more for you. It has a direction. It has infinite possibilities. Infinite possibilities. So you want to be there and ask, so where's my balance? What do I need to hear? What do I need to know? Ask yourself questions and listen. Sit long enough to listen. This afternoon we're going to have a workshop on journaling. It is an excellent way to ask yourself questions. Listen for the answers. Here's an affirmation. I would love for you to repeat it after me. I move beyond polarity. Invite multiple perspectives. And find infinite possibilities. That could be more peace, more love, more harmony, more grace, more health, more true justice, whatever it is that you seek in life. This I know for you. And so it is. Yeah.
So this has been a wonderful encounter, actually, looking at the opposite ends of what we tend to attach ourselves to. And this song, Theresa was telling me she really loves this song, and it has a great message. So as you get into the words of it, let it sink deep. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. We don't know what's coming. We can help shape what's ahead. With kindness as our currency, the Commonwealth is in our hands. So give a little, give a little, give a lot, don't stop. We are the river flowing, generous be abounds. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Well, listen up now, people. Keep your ear to the ground. We are the river flowing, generosity abounds. So give a little, give a little, give a lot, don't stop. Helping hand makes the world go round, and more than enough. Well, ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Well, the honeybee serves sweetness only to let the world bloom, bringing love to the flower, from the flower to the street, and we learn a thing or two. Well, give a little, give a little, give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round, there's more than enough. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. All right now. We don't know what's coming. We can help shape what's ahead. With kindness as our currency, the Commonwealth is in our hands. Well, so give a little, give a little, give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round, there's more than enough. I said, ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. What'd I say? Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Let's do that with meaning. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Yes, I do. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Yeah? Ooh, I believe in the power of love.
Thank you so much, Phil and Frankie. What a blessing. Thank you so much. And thank you for the segue into giving. As you said, give a little or give a lot. It's that time. And don't stop. So it is our time of giving here to the center. For those of you at home, there will be a banner that will be scrolling telling how you can give to this center and give from that place of love, of giving back to the source of your spiritual good. That is what it's all about. And so as we pass the basket, I invite you to consider your gift and take it in your hand, even place it over your heart if you're comfortable in so doing, and just know that this gift that I'm giving goes forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper, and the divine flow returns it to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jim, and let's sing together. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on.
Thank you so much for your gifts. We appreciate that. I have a few announcements for you this morning. First of all, Susie Blake's workshop is this afternoon on journaling, and I'm going to invite Susie up here to just give a few words about what it's all about and encourage you to stay for it.
Hi, there are no excuses. I have free notebooks and pens. So I would like to give you the gift of journaling. If you're not familiar with it, you can get to know yourself. It's a great place to play out with paradox, which we do a lot, and you'll get to know yourself. You think you know yourself, we're going to dig. So I have 50 years experience journaling, 20 years experience teaching it. And if I can't give you something today, then slap my face. So y'all are welcome.
Thank you, Susie. A couple of words about community. We do have our newsletter that you can sign up for on our website, which is cslculturalcoast.org, or you can go onto our Facebook page and do that if you're not already receiving it. Also, we do a spiritual living circle every Wednesday evening. I facilitate that normally, and we discuss an article from the current Science of Mind magazine, and it's always a wonderful, deep conversation about spirituality. So I invite all of you to join. If you haven't signed up already, if you see me afterwards, I'll make sure that I can get that information to you, and we also have a sign-up sheet on the table next to the entranceway. Also, you can sign up for the newsletter there as well. I am the practitioner of the day, so if you have a prayer need that you would like one-on-one prayer support with, just please seek me out after the service, and I'll meet with you over here behind the screen, and we'll have a few private minutes of prayer. You can also put a request in the box next to the screen there, and you can send in your prayer request to prayer@cslculturalcoast.org, and know that you'll be kept in positive affirmative prayer for the coming week by our team of licensed spiritual practitioners. And one last thing about our membership drive that's going on right now. I'm going to ask Jennifer to come up and just talk a little bit about that.
Thank you, Jim. This is the time of year when we invite everyone who would like to be part of our spiritual family to become a member. In our Thursday newsletter, there's a button there where you can become a member. There's also a clipboard that Hector's holding up on the table over there. So if you are not a member and would like to be, please let us know. We welcome you into our spiritual family. If you're already a member and you have new contact information, please let us know this week. And sneak preview, we're going to have our annual meeting on November 19th. So mark your calendar after the service for all members and all future members. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. And after our closing song, please feel free to stay and have goodies and refreshments in the back of the room, and come and socialize with us. So with that, Phil, what do you have for us?
Yes, sir. Well, you know, Theresa started out today by saying how good it is to feel like you're home, like your soul is just home. And it does feel good, and that's what this song is about. So I encourage you, if you don't know it, just get into it.
living in the house of the soul's belonging, where you know without a doubt you made it home. Living in the house of the soul's belonging, coming back to the holy ground you've always known. Kingdom of love, there is no competition, there is no contradiction, no control. You can take possession, claim your passion, working on a building that cannot be bought or sold. Living in the house of the soul's belonging, where you know without a doubt you made it home. Living in the house of the soul's belonging, coming back to the holy ground that you've always known. Step into the feeling of sweet surrender. Let yourself remember who you are. You can take your own sweet time and ease your troubled mind in the secret sanctuary of the heart. Living in the house of the soul so longing, where you know without a doubt you made it home. Living in the house of the soul belonging, coming back to the holy ground that you've always known. There is room for all the kindness you can hold, and you know you can take it with you everywhere you go. Living in the house of the soul's belonging, where you know without a doubt coming back to the holy ground that you've always known. Coming back to the holy ground that you've always known.